Hello, this is JB with the Good News URL Shortener, and I'm going to demonstrate how to shorten a long URL and set up an account with Good News URL Shortener. So let's say that you have a page on WordPress that has a long URL. We're going to shorten this URL for this page about the microcellular theory of space and time. So this URL is kind of long. If you wanted to tell it to somebody over the phone, put it in a letter, or text it, it would be difficult. It would be a little bit cumbersome. So we're going to shorten this URL. So first of all, we go to the Good News URL Shortener homepage, and we click on Get Started. Now we're going to set up a basic account. Just a few pieces of information are needed. We're going to create a username. So we'll go JBTest. We'll create an email, jbtest@jbmckee.com. Put in your first name, JB. Last name is not required, but it's useful. Test only. Put in the password. Confirm password. Now you have an option here. Would you like to activate the messaging system? And it explains down here what the messaging system is. To give a demonstration of what it does, here's another tab that has it opened. So the messaging system allows people to send you a message. They get sent to this page. It looks like this. It says send the message to Joel. So that's my first name, and allows them to put in their name, their email address, and the message. And click send, and it will send that message to me. So that's an optional feature, but it allows you to receive messages from people without giving out your email address, so it keeps you anonymous. So we're going to, of course, agree to the terms of service. You could click on the terms of service to view it, and we're going to click sign up. All right, now we've signed up for the account. Now our user key will be A2. So what that means is that our custom URL would be, the default would be a2.hop2.it. Now let's say that we run into brand our short URLs. So we want it to say mybrand.hop2.it instead of a2.hop2.it. So we put in our own key here. So you type in your chosen brand. So my brand, and then we click generate alternate key. And as you can see, it says a new user key is generated. And now our URL that we will be using, our shortened URL, will be mybrand.hop2.it. So now we click go to control panel. So our account at this time is set up. So now we put in the username and password that we chose. And now we have logged into our account. So the first thing we want to do is we want to create a short URL for that page that we were looking at. So we can click create short URL on the dashboard here, or we can click short URLs over here. And this will be a list of all the URLs. We haven't created any yet, so it's empty. So we can click the green create short URL button. So now here's the information to fill out. So the target URL is the page that we're going to be making the short link for, is the redirection. So we have the URL here, so I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it into this box. We have a bookmarklet available, as you can see here, that allows you to use a bookmarklet to be able to create a short URL without having to copy and paste. So let's go back to what we were doing here, creating a short URL for this long URL. And we could put in a reference note. So this is a note for ourselves. So space time link. Show a note to user. So if you put something in this box, this will be shown to the user when they click on your shortened URL. They will be shown this note before being taken to the destination. A preview link, if you check mark, so we're not going to do that right now. We're going to just demonstrate a direct linking method. A preview link, if we check mark that box, what it does is instead of, again, directly taking a user to the destination page, it takes them to a page that shows the URL that you're going to be redirected to. So this is good for if the case of people might be concerned about what the destination is and they want to see where they're going. If you put preview link, then it will show the entire URL before going there, and then they could choose to go there or not. There's some information about the preview link. Now, an interesting thing that you can also always do is if you put an equal sign after the shortened URL, it will do the same thing as a preview link. It will take the person to a page that shows the URL that is the destination URL rather than going directly there. So we're not going to do that right now. If we were a premium account user, we could have an expiration date when this URL would expire. So you would click here on the calendar or anywhere on here, and you would get a pop-up with the calendar to pick the date that it would expire, the link would expire on. So currently, the shortened URL for this link will be mybrand.hopto.it/2. So I want to make this a little bit more informative to the user. So instead of being /2, I want it to be time theory. So now I click save. All right, so now this is my URL, that my shortened URL will be mybrand.hopto.it/time theory. So that's what you would give people to go to that page. So here's some basic information about the URL you just created. You can see on this page a click report of any time everybody that has clicked through that URL will be shown here. It will be graphed down here. And if you click on this little copy icon, then it will copy this URL to your clipboard. So now, if I paste it in, you can see that that shortened URL is there, and if I go to that URL, it now redirects me to that page. So that's basically, in a nutshell, what this system does, and allows you to create a shortened URL being completely customizable and branded. So thank you for your time, and look forward to speaking to you soon.